program. It's with your host, Michelle Reed, and my guest, Moosa Azadmanesh. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Thank you for joining me, because I know after this, you're going to be on your way to your fabulous cafe to make everyone fabulous coffees for the whole day, right? Am I right?
Yep, you're right.
So taking half an hour out of your day to have a coffee with me is a pleasure, Moosa. I appreciate it. So let's cheers. More than likely a Meke coffee as well, I imagine.
Actually, no. I have an espresso machine at home.
I'm so surprised. Do you really? Is it because of the labor at home? You just rather have something a little bit easier?
Fast, and it's easy, and it's the next best thing after a proper coffee machine.
You think so?
Yeah. I think if you don't have an espresso machine, then the least you can have is an espresso machine.
Okay, that's hilarious, because we use an AeroPress, so it's like really considered every time we have to make a coffee. And if we want to have a second one of the day, it's like, oh, did we clean the AeroPress? That's so funny. Interesting. So about coffee though. So I want to talk about your coffee at Moos, if possible, because Mark and I both agree that you do brew one of the best coffees on the island.
Thank you.
Yes, and nobody does it like you, I must say. So what do you use at that cafe?
Well, we have coffee from Meke.
Yeah.
I've known Sam for years, and we tried some of their blends, and we tried to go for the one that's, the best for everybody, because some people, everybody's taste is different.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was the most regular blend, I guess. And also because I don't like my coffee with too much acidity. Mm-hmm. I think I like if you ask me, the Brazilian coffee the most. That's the one closest to that.
Cool.
And also we have Alessandro, who's my right hand man. He's Italian.
Shout out to him.
And they're all about coffee, and I'm a coffee snob myself. So that was one of the most important things, to have a good coffee machine, good coffee. Mm-hmm. Also because the level of coffee on the island is not that great.
No, you definitely. And it seems that we pinpointed it last week with Neil Beachy from Commando Fit, that all the best cafes seem to serve Meke.
Yeah. It's for me, it's the best coffee on the island.
Okay, so Nespresso at home.
Yes.
Meke espresso at the cafe.
Yes.
How do you take it? It looks like you're taking it black.
Yeah, my favorite is a strong espresso, and then water it down just a tiny bit.
Right, and is that called something specifically?
Maybe a strong Americano.
Okay, cool. Because I think, sometimes when we get our Americanos, they seem to water it down a little bit too much. So maybe we'll ask for strong.
Yeah. That happens all the time. But when I make it myself, I just put a little bit of water. Otherwise it's too strong. But it depends. Like after dinner, espresso is the best.
Yeah. Can't have an after dinner espresso. Does it affect you? Do you get affected by the caffeine? No. Okay. So you've got the enzymes. You're a fast metabolizer of caffeine. See, some people who are slow metabolizers just like could not have a coffee after dinner, or else they would never sleep. So.
Yeah, I don't really believe in that, actually. Like, coffee doesn't wake me up. Coffee doesn't like do anything for me. I just like to drink it. I've never had like people say, "Oh, I'm tired. I need to have an espresso." I wish it had that effect on me. It doesn't.
No, like I say, it's everybody's different when it comes to metabolizing caffeine. So it's quite fascinating. I was doing some research on it yesterday about because during lockdown for us, one of the things that really kept us going was having a coffee every morning. Like it was one of the things that we like really look forward to. We go to bed and we'd be like, oh, at least we can just wake up and have a coffee. We can't go for a hike. We can't go outside and exercise, but we can have a good coffee. And the neurotransmitters that are actually released when you drink a good coffee are all the ones that keep you happy. So it's actually interesting that coffee consumption has gone up for some people during lockdown, but then there's a social aspect of it as well. So there'd be people that would only drink it if they go out socially, and if they weren't going out socially, they weren't drinking it. So it's quite fascinating. Coffee, the more you get into it, for sure. Now, final question on coffee, Moosa. If you could go to any cafe in Amsterdam, where would you go for really good coffee?
Well, you've got obviously the big chains. I don't know if you know the Dutch ones, but yeah, there is Starbucks and there is a few chains and like that. But yeah, nobody really goes there.
Let's stay local. You guys do a good coffee there as well.
Yeah, and there's so much choice. Literally, it depends on like where is it the quietest and where can you pop in the fastest, because the level of coffee is pretty high, especially now. Like since I left, coffee shops are left, right, and center, like everywhere, and the quality is really high. So there's not really a like one place where I would go.
No. Okay. So just anywhere basically, except the big chains.
Except the big chains.
Stay away. Agreed. Stay away from the big chains.
And the ones on the train stations and stuff like that.
Yeah. If they have a cake, even better. Maybe a space cake.
No.
Oh heavens! I haven't been to Amsterdam for ages, so I'm looking forward to getting back there one day when we're allowed to travel again. Okay, cool. So from coffee, spilling the beans, Moosa. So one of the most important segments on the show is when my guests spill the beans. What does that mean exactly? It means I want to know how you got into the nutrition, the healthy food game. I want to hear your story. So can you share it with me, please?
Well, I got in the healthy food game is because ordering healthy food was pretty much non-existent when I came to the island 5 years ago. And I had always worked in the food industry during high school, college, university, and it's like very normal in Holland. Students work as a bartender or as a waiter during their studies to earn some extra money. And then I saw my parents, while having their own business, dropping it like in their 50s and 60s and starting a restaurant in Amsterdam, an Iranian restaurant, and that inspired me to have my own place here.
Cool.
And
so would you say that you were always into eating healthy, or did you, as a student, did you go through the normal student fare, cheap and cheerful?
I started after when I found a normal job, and I realized that I can't eat anything anymore, and basically just one day opened the fridge and started, okay, what's actually in all these things, what's in this food, and realized that I was doing it completely wrong. And then when I came to this island, I realized that it's even more of a bigger deal. Like everybody is, how do you say, like occupied with eating healthy, working out, less meat, the whole environmental thing, which in Amsterdam wasn't that big still. So that drew me in, to be honest.
Cool.
And but I think the most important part of getting this idea is literally it was non-existent. And I thought, okay, I can do this. We can make it accessible to the people of Ibiza.
Cool. And I remember when we first met you, it was just a delivery service, I believe.
Yeah.
And we met, I believe, through the hub, because you were working with the hub. Yeah. Actually, I remember that. I remember that was the first. I think it was one of your first events, really, wasn't it? Maybe. Anyways.
One of my
first kind of more catering events. So shout out to Kelly and Sam as well, who are doing great things at the hub. Also serving Meke coffee. And so how did it go from just delivery to then your fantastic new location in Cala Llonga?
Wow, yeah, it all went pretty fast because we didn't realize how big it would be that fast. We definitely didn't want to grow too fast, because I think that's a mistake a lot of people make, and I wanted to be consistent with the quality. And but yeah, no, we went from a menu of I think 4 or 5 salads to like 9 or 10, and within a year we had the new place in Cala Llonga. I think it was a bit coincidental because we knew we wanted to have our own place, but it was very difficult to find. And then this opportunity came up for the place in Cala Llonga.
Cool. Are you based in Cala Llonga yourself as well?
I was, but
US.
we moved to Santolaria.
Okay. So you, just travel into Cala Llonga every day.
Like a Cala Llonga local.
Yeah, not a bad place to travel into. Hey, nice, beautiful beach in Cala Llonga.
Yeah, it definitely grows on you. Like in the winter, it can be a little bit quiet, but I think more and more people are staying, and yeah, the beach is ridiculously beautiful.
It is ridiculously beautiful, and there's some beautiful hikes around there as well for people who haven't been there yet. So hiking and then a coffee at Moos is one of my favorite things to do in Cala Llonga.
I know we've talked about it, and I've told you I've never been on a hike.
Okay, well, we'll have to do an early one, a sunrise one before, well, maybe not sunrise because it's like 6:30 in the morning nowadays, but like just past sunrise. And then we can stop at the cafe and have a wonderful coffee made by you.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. So clear on that. But what I want to know is dive back a little bit before Moos. And I want to know your first time in Ibiza and how you ended up in Ibiza the first time before you then came back to set up your business. I know you have a history with one of the institutions on the island, so I'd love to hear just a little bit about that, Moosa.
Well, I came on holidays, I think in 2013 for the first time with my ex-girlfriend, and I wasn't really fussed about Ibiza, but she really wanted to go, so we went, and I mean, we didn't even party. We just went to the beautiful beaches up north as well, and it was such a beautiful island. I realized you don't need to go to the Caribbean or to Asia to have these beautiful beaches on your doorstep. And we both had a demanding job, and I need sun. I need the sun. So I really hated the weather in Holland. And at some point we decided to just do it. And the rest is history.
Yeah. How many times did you come over? Did you come over just the once, or was it a few times that you guys came over? Just the once.
The once.
Incredible.
And I never.
She drew you in.
Yeah.
She does, doesn't she? For some people, they can't get enough. I love that it wasn't a party. It wasn't a party thing either, because most guests and most people come to Ibiza firstly for the party. So you came for the wellness side of it first. The beaches.
We didn't need that because Amsterdam has and always had and still has the best parties. So it wasn't even that.
Good old Amsterdam.
It was mainly the sun and the beach.
Yeah, cool. Do you remember, or now to this day, what's your favorite beach on the island?
Yeah, Cala Llonga, and I can't explain it. I think it's when you walk down the stairs and you see the like crystal clear blue waters, and it's one of the first beaches I went to, and it's always been my favorite.
Yeah, especially now the water is so crystal clear.
Yeah, exactly.
So fortunate. Yeah, it's a beautiful time to be in Ibiza right now for sure.
100%.
Cool. All right, excellent. Now I can ask several different questions. This can go in several different ways. Sometimes it's about nutrition, sometimes about stress and sleep management. But for you, Moosa, I want to know what your movement is like, because we've worked together in the past where we've done some group PT on the beach, and then gone back to Moos and had a wonderful healthy brunch after. So tell me, during lockdown, post-lockdown, what's movement like for you? How's the body feeling, and what are you doing to keep fit besides running around the kitchen?
Yeah, because we didn't close, obviously, because we kept doing deliveries, and it felt really good because it was like being back at where it all started.
Yep.
So I didn't, to be honest, really had time to do workouts, or because I was busy, but I've missed playing padel and football massively. Still, we can play padel. Football is still the pitches haven't reopened yet. But yeah, those are the two main things. Padel is new. I've learned to play like a year ago, I think. But football I've been playing all my life. I'm not the type of person who goes for a run or for a hike or something like that, and I don't really like to do workouts. Like I don't know, like I really need to find that intrinsic motivation. So yeah, but luckily, for me, like setting up the terrace and lifting chairs and lifting this and lifting that already is luckily a little bit of a workout.
Yeah, way more functional, right? So it's not like you need to go to the gym and spend 2 hours in a gym or something. But yeah, what you do is very manual as well. And I imagine even with the deliveries, you get some bicep curls in with the deliveries every now and again when somebody buys. Yeah, somebody buys one of your 40 euro meals, and so you got a couple, 2 bicep curls when you're passing them on.
It is, especially in high summer. It is a very physical and sweaty job. Also in the kitchen, you sweat a lot, and then with the deliveries, you're lifting stuff, walking around. So yeah, that luckily keeps me fit. And
Cool.
I definitely try to still, even during lockdown, I try to eat healthy. I've switched from, because Dutch people love sandwiches and bread and all that, and I've switched from eating that in the morning to acai bowls. I have a coffee of next to my coffee in the morning. I have a ginger, lemon, mint, all fresh tea. That's also for my health. Because I have asthma, so I need to be, my immune system. I'm prone to have, like, get ill with my allergies as well. So I need to be really careful.
Okay, interesting. So that's really commendable, because obviously with what's going on in the world with COVID, that was, asthma and that sort of thing was a indication that, people could get sicker from it. And throughout all that, all of what we went through, I guess Ibiza was a bit more of a bubble. You still managed to go out and do it. And look at you, you're still healthy. And so it just goes to show nutrition.
It is. And it was a bit scary, to be honest, but
I can imagine.
Yeah, I think if you keep your immune system in shape, then hopefully you should be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 100%. That's our first defense, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you're designing your menu, or when you're coming up with new products or new new dishes, are you doing this yourself? Are you working with a nutritionist? How do you design your menu? Because you do have an incredible menu full of wonderful salads, and going into a lot more now, like the curries and the cauliflower wings that I will try one day, maybe after a hike. Yeah. So how are you designing your menu, Moosa?
Well, in the beginning, I had help. Definitely, okay. I had, in the very first beginning, I had a friend who's a chef and who helped me with setting up recipes. And after that, another friend who did. And I just, I get inspiration everywhere, literally. Yeah. My favorite food is, I don't really have like a favorite chef or favorite cuisine, but it's definitely Middle Eastern influenced, Turkish, Iranian, obviously, my roots, Lebanese. Yeah, it's I'm always get drawn back to that. So you can even find it back in my recipes that we make in the kitchen. There's always a little bit hint of Middle Eastern to find in it. And yeah, I find ideas everywhere, like literally on the weirdest moments, like see something, I need that, and then I try to integrate it into a salad.
Cool.
And cool. Yeah, that's it.
So is there a cookbook coming soon then?
No.
No. You say that now.
And to be fair, look, I'm not a chef. I'm just someone who's passionate about food.
It's okay though.
Completely different. I don't know the tips and tricks. I just love food, and that's I try to be creative with that.
Cool. It comes across for sure in all your dishes.
Thank you.
I must say.
Thank you.
Cool. Now we're gonna talk more about the business, if that's okay, because I want to talk about, without getting into any actual names, the people that you help, the people that you provide your services to, the people that enjoy, besides me, because I'm an avid fan of Moos. Who are the people that come to the cafe versus who are the people that you deliver to? Just a little bit of, clientele dish.
Well, our clientele is very, very diverse. Mm-hmm. I think what we've achieved is we're accessible to everyone. In a cafe, for example, we have obviously the tourists who come to Cala Llonga and the residents who are from all over the world, but also the locals, like the Spanish and the Ibicencos. They love to come for a beer or coffee, and even a salad. Like when we introduce them to the salads, they're like, wow, Then sometimes the salad is like a cucumber, tomato, and an onion. And
some corn, some canned corn.
yeah.
Ensalada mixtas, yeah. They've got a little bit to learn for sure.
They're surprised. And in terms of deliveries, we have a lot of partners we work with. Literally anything you can think of, we deliver to boats. When people go on a boat day, picnics, big families, incentives, companies from all over Europe who come. We do caterings, like from small in a villa to like a pre-wedding or a day after the wedding, or alongside a barbecue. It's so diverse. I've lost count, actually.
Or for after fitness days, which Morella used for you as well. Morella and Lisa and Natalie over on the other side of the island. So yeah.
I mean, the list is endless. So yeah, I'm really happy about that, because that shows that everybody on the island is trying to stay healthy. And I think also because we're not excluding anybody. So it's, the vegans have a lot of choice. We have vegetarian, but also I'm a meat eater myself, and I think it's important to not to exclude anybody, and it's affordable. I think that's really important, because we have already too many, expensive and overpriced services in Ibiza.
Yeah. So, I was speaking to a friend the other day, and they were at somewhere around Cala Llonga, and it was 28 euros for a pad thai. Silly.
Yeah, I think we all know that famous tourist trap. And
yeah, that's the thing. It's like you say, you cater to the locals, but when the tourists come as well, and it's everything. Does the menu stay the same, or will you change it for the summer?
Well, in the summer we try to do less hot, like warm foods, like for example soups. I'm gonna take them off the menu and have some more variety of salads. There's 2 new ones coming up within the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that one.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah, so but we also try to adapt, obviously, because we just started with salads, but now we do curries, we do pasta, we do sandwiches. Yeah, as long as it's tasty and it's healthy, with sometimes a little guilty pleasure, like the cauliflower wings, for example. But yeah, always stay true to the concept.
Cool. And why was it that you set this up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was the drive behind it and the motivation? And then also, now that it's set up and it's doing so well, what makes you feel? What's that feeling like? I know you get really good reviews, and I see your people reposting on WhatsApp, or not, pardon me, on WhatsApp, on Instagram. But like, what's the feeling now when people are like, yes, I've had a really good salad? Like,
it's the same feeling when at home, or like you cook for someone or for a group and everybody loves it, and you see empty plates. That's it. It's like making people happy with whatever it is you're doing or making. Like, even if it's a coffee or a juice or a salad or whatever it is, like, and when people are enjoying what you give to them, it's difficult to explain, I think, but it's that feeling of making people happy.
Yeah. Do you feel a sense of pride?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And, I mean, how many people can say that they have a job when people see you, they're actually happy to see you?
Exactly.
Like,
so important.
I was working in child protection services, and people definitely weren't happy to see me.
Yeah.
It was a difficult job. It was a high maintenance job, a lot of responsibilities. And now, when I do deliveries, people are like, yes.
Yeah.
So
it's like polar opposites, isn't it? It's very interesting. Exactly. So yeah, just how long did you work in child protection services for?
6 years.
Okay, yeah. So I can imagine, just complete polar opposites. Again, in Amsterdam, right? So with the weather, and like you say, wow, that's would have been very, very challenging and very different from your lifestyle now, I imagine.
100%.
Yeah. Cool. Exciting, Moosa. I'm pleased that we got to discuss this, because I didn't know your history, and I was quite looking forward to having a conversation with you about it. So where can people find you now? So tell me.
Well, the beach of Cala Llonga, obviously, where our restaurant is, and that's also the base of where we make the salads and all the food. And we deliver all over the island. So basically, we come to you.
Cool. And for any sized event, any event is possible, people, or do you have a?
Yeah, unfortunately, we had a lot of bookings for April, May, June, and obviously they're all gone. So we're waiting for the tourists to come back to the island and people back to work and the events happening again. Because we were even at Moos in Cala Llonga, we were doing events every other Friday in the winter. We did that in February, and we were packed. People loved it. We were doing like a meal deal for €10 a drink and a meal, and some live music and DJs, and it was such a nice vibe. Like, yeah, I hope to get that back too soon.
Yeah. Do you think you'll do something in July when we officially become open?
It really depends on what's going to happen with the rules are so complicated still, and I don't know. I mean, we still have to wear masks, the 1.5 meter distance. Right now, every event that's happening, people have to sit down at the table. Yeah, it's difficult, but we have to see how it evolves. And hopefully, when the first tourists come and they see that everything goes well, the rest will follow.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see. Hey, soon come. We'll see. We'll see. Our beaches will no longer be our beaches anymore. We'll have to share them with our friends, the tourists.
Yeah, we have to. While we can, we have to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Get to Cala Llonga and Cala Comte. Cool. I have a question. I am dying to know that if someone comes into the cafe and they have a serious hangover, what would you recommend for them? So what would be your go-to salad, or what would be your go-to juice to cure one of those serious Ibiza hangovers that everybody does eventually suffer from if they come to Ibiza?
Well, I think
from the man himself.
It doesn't even matter what drink you have. It has to have ginger, a whole lot of ginger. Ginger is everything. And acai bowl, 100%. I have it every morning, and it just wakes you up. It has that natural energy boost in it. And so if you have a Cala Llonga with ginger in it, Cala Llonga is apple, carrot, celery.
Okay.
And have an acai bowl and you're good to go again.
Okay, cool. So you sell a lot of those in the summer, I imagine?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. I'll try one of those. But yeah, after the hike won't be a hangover, but yeah, acai bowls. I haven't had one for a while, so I will try one. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having a conversation with me in our living rooms, still like we're in lockdown, not able to get onto the beaches and do this quite yet. No. So what I want to do is I want to make a mention of next week's guest. So we had Mr. Neil Commando Fit last week, who was in Moos the other day. I saw he tried the falafel bowl. He was really, really looking forward to try the falafel bowl. Did you get to meet him by chance?
No.
He didn't introduce himself. He would have been with his wife and his little boy, and they were eating falafel. Again, you can't do anything nowadays without seeing something on Instagram. Pardon?
They live in Siesta?
No, they live in Santulalia.
Okay.
But
yeah. Then I think we introduced, but well, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah. He was doing a covert operation, Mr. Ex-Commando Fit there. Cool. So we went from fitness, then we went to healthy nutrition and just a lover of excellent food. And then next week, we're going to have the guys from Audio Mogul. So they are basically they do mold breaking courses, audio, Ableton Live and this sort of thing. So for all of the DJ and producers, as well as coffee, cacao, meal planners, yoga, and meditation on the island. And it's interesting because I'm a big coffee lover, and it was nice to have you on, Moosa, because you're probably my first guest who said he's a coffee snob. So my partner and I would probably class ourselves as coffee snobs as well. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to get into conversation with these guys about coffee, because they are launching their new website, which is audiomogul.co.uk, on the 23rd of June, and will be selling 3 different coffees. So I'm quite looking forward to hearing about that and actually tasting their coffees as well. So that is next week on June 24th. And if you're looking for Moosa, so besides going to Cala Llonga and actually going to the restaurant or the cafe, you can find him on Facebook at Moos Salads. Also Instagram, the same, Moos Salads. And then of course, if you want to do a cheeky delivery, you can do moosebiza.com. So I think that's the best way to get a hold of you. And I definitely recommend everyone going in and testing your coffee and having a salad, or you could try an acai bowl if you're feeling a little bit worse for wear. And to get a hold of Café Diem, kept it very simple for everybody. So Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Café Diem Ibiza. And then, of course, you will watch this back on YouTube, and you can find us on Café Diem Ibiza there as well. And as myself, I am also a nutrition and fitness professional, have worked with Moosa on the fitness side on the beach. We've done some personal training on the beach in a group, and then we always go back to have the brunch. So hopefully we'll be able to reinstate that probably after summer. I think it's a bit hot to be doing that stuff on the beach. You can find me at Unconditional Love Ibiza. And then, of course, on Instagram, unconditionallove_Ibiza. So try to keep it simple there as well. So brewed in Ibiza for a love of black coffee. Thank you, Moosa, for being a black coffee lover as well. Early mornings. Thank you for joining me at 9 o'clock in the morning. And well-being. This is Café Diem Ibiza with your host, Michelle Reed, and my guest, Moosa, all the way from Moos Kitchen in Cala Llonga. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I was very chuffed when you said you were going to join me for a coffee.
Thank
you. We will see you soon for a hike, and we will see you very soon.
All right.
Thanks, Moosa. Adios. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.